Hey guys, Rick and Duke. Welcome to another episode of HOGG Words of Wisdom. So, this one here, we're going to deep dive into the quote unquote new North Carolina mask law. But before we get into that, we're coming to you live from the General Assembly right here in Raleigh, North Carolina, where old Governor Cooper thinks he can just sit there and break the law once again. And man, this guy is all about keeping Jim Crow on the books. So, pause right there, do some quick housekeeping. So I know what you're saying. You're probably going to go, hey, man, go to warhog.com and kellydefense.com, sign up for the newsletters. Yeah, you just heard me say it, but here's the deal. Accountability check, guys, right? Been a while since we've done one of those. Are you doing your dry fire training? Getting your fitness in? What are you grateful for? Where's that act of kindness? How are you looking to be 1% better every single day? And again, those are for you, man, not for me. So just food for thought on that one. Guys, don't forget, patrons, you guys get extra stuff once we're done. You want to get part of the extra episodes at the end of each podcast that we're doing here at the OTR Universe. Super easy. Go to patreon.com/on the range podcasts, sign up, become a member of the crew. Hey, you can join for free, right? Kind of get a trial run of it, but you're not going to get all the good stuff, the bi-monthly Zoom calls, access to the complete training library, all the other good stuff we do. So you can go to warhog.com, kellydefense.com. Super easy links go right to there. And don't forget this episode of HOGG Words of Wisdom brought to you by the Firearms Training Notebook. Make sure you guys have a plan for your firearms training. So let's jump right into this thing, man. Absolutely mind boggled from the whole time this China virus came on, the way that the state of North Carolina absolutely lost their mind. So we're going to fast forward back and forth between the time frames. Let me get you up to date as far as what's going on. So this is from the AP. Raleigh, North Carolina, Republican lawmakers in North Carolina are pushing forward with their plan to repeal a pandemic era law. There's no law, right? It was a governor's executive order, which does not supersede law, that allows the wearing of masks in public for health reasons. A move spurred in part by the demonstrations against the war in Gaza that have included mass protests camped outside of college campuses. Boom. All right, let's just stop right there. Let's rewind. Let's understand our North Carolina history, right? Because people don't. And it was crazy because during this whole pandemic, people are like, you got to wear a mask. I'm like, I'm not wearing a mask because here's the bottom line. In the state of North Carolina, there's legislations on the books that if you sit there and wear a face covering and you've got a firearm, that's a felony. Okay. How about them apples? Yeah. Goes back to the 1950s. So here we go, right? Old Governor Cooper, old dumb Democrat over there. My man wants to keep Jim Crow. He doesn't want to get anything to do with the Jim Crow laws we got on the books, right? We had the pistol purchase permit thing was a whole Jim Crow deal. Want to keep that on there. The whole aspect of back in the 1950s, let me set that right. The 1950s, when we established a mask law, was all about the Ku Klux Klan, right? Coop don't want it. He wants to keep that stuff. Cover yourself up. It's okay. Since the 1950s, North Carolina has banned mask wearing in public, a law aimed against members of the Ku Klux Klan. The law ran against guidelines to keep people safe, or that law ran up against guidelines to keep people safe during the old China virus. But again, Democratic lawmakers attempt to extend this exemption. And again, we're going back to North Carolina general statute. So let's look at the general statute, right? Still on the books. You can go to the General Assembly, pull it up right there. North Carolina general statute 14-12.7 goes back to the 1953. Wearing a mask, hood, etc. on public ways. No person or persons at least 16 years of age shall, while wearing a mask, hood, or device, whereby the person's face or voice is disguised as to be concealed their identity of the wearer, enter or be able to upon any lane, walkway, alley, street, road, walkway, or other public ways in the state. Bam, right there. Boom. If that's not good enough, no problem. Pause right there. North Carolina general statute. These are laws on our books, right? Listen here, Coop, you don't freaking supersede laws. North Carolina general statute 14-12.8, wearing of masks, hoods, etc. on public property. No person or persons shall in this state, while wearing any mask, hood, or device whereby the person's face or voice is disguised so as to conceal the identity of the wearer, enter or appear upon or within public property of any municipality or county of the state or of the state of North Carolina. Boom. Okay, that's not good enough for you people? No problem. Pause right there. Let's go to North Carolina General Statute 14-12.9. Entering, etc., upon premises otherwise, or excuse me, enter, etc., upon premises of another while wearing a mask, hood, or disguise. No persons or persons at least 16 years of age shall, while wearing a mask, hood, or device whereby the person's face or voice is disguised so that to conceal their identity of the wearer, demand entrance or admission, enter or come upon into or be upon in the premises enclosed or their house of any persons in any municipality or county of this state. Boom. Oh, that's not good enough for you? No problem. We got you covered. And this thing goes on and on, right? North Carolina General Statute 14-12.10. Here we go. They're punks, and all you that want to demonstrate, holding meetings or demonstrations while wearing masks, hoods, etc. And again, it goes down the same concept. You can't be wearing a mask to sit there and disguise who you are. What's the punishments, you ask? No problem. Under North Carolina General Statute 14-12, punishments violation. Any persons violating any of these provisions of this article, which again is 14-12, for the first offense shall be a class 1 misdemeanor and punished accordingly. And for the second offense, shall be a class H felony. All right. So boom, right there. The state already has on the books laws. Yet we're going to sit there and go, oh, we're going to have to do new laws because of this craziness that Coop passed. Where's my General Assembly at to put him in his place? Right? We knew that stuff didn't work. But the General Assembly rolled over, and nowhere in Governor Cooper's, executive order did he even consider the concealed carry holder. Nowhere did he even consider. I mean, let's think about it, people. Where in your right mind can you wear a mask and go into a bank? Right? Have we lost our minds? And then you got people going, hey, man, you got to wear a mask. And I'm going, I'm carrying a firearm. It's a felony if I do that. You got a gun? The state of North Carolina allows me to carry concealed, but nowhere did Coop even address it, right? So where's the protection for the concealed carry holder? And then, of course, you got these store owners going, well, you have to. I'm going to get in trouble. Says who? I said, are you familiar with North Carolina General Statute 14-12? And again, you've got all the ones there. Well, but he said, see, sheeple going to the slaughter. No way, man. We've got to stand up for what's right. We have got to do what is right. And did anyone even raise a flag? Hey, we've already got laws in the books, right? So old Governor Cooper, man, you got to love him. He wants to do everything to keep old Jim Crow laws on the books, right? Pistol permits, vetoed, right? Masks, again, for the Ku Klux Klan, let's get them back on. Heck, next thing you know, there'll be hoods running around the streets. Have these people lost their mind? And the answer is yes. And it is we, the people, that need to stand up and fight this stuff. And I got it. During this whole China virus, people lost their ever-loving mind. Why? Because the propaganda machine did just that. It pumped out fear and propaganda. Well, if you stop for a minute and just applied some common sense to this whole aspect, does not compute, at least for Rick, right? If this thing is so bad, if it's so deadly, a piece of cloth ain't gonna stop it, right? Why aren't we wearing a pro mask? Why aren't we wearing something with some no kidding filters in it, right? Granted, you saw some people out there with it. You saw them out there with their science goggles, right? But my whole point is it's, at least here in the great state of North Carolina, illegal. Illegal. Yet here we are having a conversation about passing laws. Well, tell me when them laws got rebuked, because I can't find it. I'm on the General Assembly's page looking at North Carolina laws. I see nothing. I see nothing on there with the exception of Governor Cooper's executive order that lays out a bunch of rubbish. And I'm sitting there going, hey, man, this guy can't supersede law. He don't have it the arbitrary swing of a pen to sit there and go, hey, man, these laws don't count. And you're going to sit there and go, time of emergency. Dude, it was a time of scam. We've all proven that. It's been done. Fauci's a liar. All these governors that drank the Kool-Aid, Democratic governors, liars. And don't tell me we didn't know. All the stuff you're putting out did not compute. Yet we lost our mind. We took all our laws, we pitched them to the side. You let the old magic meta propaganda machine, Twitter, all these other ones debunk truth. Oh, that's misinformation. Well, last time I checked, America, my opinion, which I'm entitled to under the First Amendment, is my opinion. I can say whatever I want. I can look outside my window here and go, man, the sky, it's purple. You're gonna say, what? That's misinformation? Give me a break. So we have to sit there and be smart, America, especially for my North Carolinians. Get on board. Coop's got to get out, right? Coop, that dude, nothing but trouble. Get him gone. Because you know what? He doesn't care about the state. My opinion, only cares about himself. Because if he truly cared about the state, he would sit there and repeal old Jim Crow laws and quit trying to go against laws that were on the books. So that's my words of wisdom to you, America. You've got to sit there and know what these people are doing. Don't believe the rubbish, because it's like the rubbish you see on the news. Lawmakers looking to pass a new law. Well, when the old law get freaking expunged? Didn't see that. Executive order doesn't supersede it, man. Does not. That's your words of wisdom, America. Patrons, stand by. We got added content for you guys. But for the rest of you guys, I want you to get out there, train hard, stay safe, and we'll see you on the range.